tuning in to Louisville, Kentucky. This is the third stream of the night. Unfortunately, I was not fully prepared with charged phones, so you're getting the last of my battery life. Gone. I'm sorry. Got about 30% left on this phone. But protesters here, we just made it to Broadway. Broadway has historically been a thoroughfare where LMPD definitely responds whenever protesters decide to post up. Again, that is historically, pretty much every time in the past, that is what has happened. So we'll see what we got going on this evening. Well, they weren't originally with us, but I guess they're a welcome addition, right? So, unconfirmed reports of potential police chatter around 6:30 saw a small caravan of protesters and already had SRT on standby waiting for the press conference and potential march at the end. We now have the march going on. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Civil unrest like this is important, especially getting eyes on civil unrest like this is important because if actions like this don't happen, the changes don't happen. As we saw with the civil rights movement in the 60s. Again, I appreciate y'all tuning in, especially in light of everything going on in Ukraine lately. I haven't been able to cover much of the Ukraine invasion by Russia because I actually got a new paid gig, so it's been taking up a whole lot of my personal time. But Mercado Media, if you're not familiar, check out Mercado Media Productions on Facebook. Mercado has had incredible coverage of the Ukraine, the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. He's also a combat vet, so he has a pretty unique outlook, spin, intel on some of the things that happen, by Russian forces. So yeah, again, thanks for tuning in, especially in light of everything on Ukraine. And if you need coverage of Ukraine, watch Mercado Media. That dude has been sleeping like 4 hours a day and then staying on alive otherwise. And I don't know if you know, but time in Ukraine is like opposite because it's the other side of the planet. So he's basically flipped his sleep schedule too so that he can stay up and cover the Ukraine Russian invasion. So again, check out Mercado Media for that. But here now, we are in Louisville, Kentucky. This afternoon we found out Brett Hankinson is not receiving any charges, not even wanton endangerment. So that is the last of all the officers involved in the Breonna Taylor botched no-knock warrant back in 2020 that ended up ending her life. There was, year of full-fledged civil unrest following this last year. There's still been pop-up events, rallies, support for justice for Breed throughout the year. Just not as much of what we're seeing at this moment. Kathy, I don't have any answers. This was all very spur of the moment. The verdict was read at like 5 o'clock and then we had a press conference at 7. So it just all came together very quickly. I will make sure to get details and I'll try to stay on top of getting coverage as much as I possibly can. Tara Bassett will stream under her personal Tara Bassett sometimes. She'll also stream under Take It From Tara, as well as another page called Tara Bassett Live. She ended up making the Tara Bassett Live page after her Take It From Tara ended up getting hit for like 60 days or something.
Hey, real talk. Real talk. We need to make sure. I know out real quick. The most important thing is get these officials out of office.
Yeah.
So we need everybody to get off the couch, get off Facebook, and get out there and go vote. Please.
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 These politicians in our city been in their seats longer than I've been alive, and I'll be 33 this year. So please, I encourage everybody, you 18 and up, please go vote.
Go vote.
That has been a running theme. That has 200% been a running theme in the protests here in Louisville, Kentucky. Even in the thick of it back in 2020, all of the protest leaders were just on top of like making sure everyone got information on their voting districts. There was tons of times that people came down and set up tents so that people could register on the spot at Breedway. So along with this movement in Louisville, Kentucky, it's been attacking from every direction. We're out in the streets marching. We're educating people on voting. We're making sure people are registered to vote. Further than that, we're educating people on how to sign up to run for office so that we can get some of us in some of those seats. We're also talking about lobbyists and legislators and who you would need to contact to make sure that bills and stuff are getting passed the right way. Louisville has really just been incredible in its pursuit.
Can we all make a vow that's everybody that's out here? I want everybody that's out here to raise your hand. Everybody that's out here, raise your hand. Okay, so can everybody out here, due to the best of their ability, bring 2 people with y'all tomorrow?
At 3.
At 3. If you gotta work out.
That's right. There is an event tomorrow, 3 o'clock at the square, and that's supposed to be a march at 5:30. I should be present for it to the best of my ability.
Class right now.
So I don't know about all weekend, but we should be out tomorrow for sure. And in case you didn't just hear, Chris, he's asking everybody here, which we got 50, maybe 6 people here. He had everyone raise their hand. He said, once you promise, everybody bring 2 people tomorrow. If we got 50 people here, everybody brings 2 people, that means we got 150. Next day. 150 people bring 2 people. We got what? 450.
We won't let this go.
450 bring 2 people. We got what? 1350, some shit. I think my math is alright. But you see how that happens. It builds exponentially. If you bring 2 people.
Go. We won't let this go. Breonna Taylor. David McAtee. Michael.
Yeah, Dorothy, that is true. She utilizes the 502 live streamers page pretty frequently as well. I've started cross-posting to 502 live streamers page quite a bit too.
I don't want to say another motherfucking name.
When I'm marching, I'm not able to cross-post all those Facebook platforms. I'm just able to go to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, my personal, Riot Heart Facebook, It's a little bit of a different approach, but the mobile version can't get as many angles, unfortunately.
I'm just checking y'all temperature. Chris Rock. You can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution. You can't stop.
Oh, I love it. I missed it. I missed the chance. I missed the call and response. I missed the unity that is created with a group of individuals who come from obviously various walks of life come together for one greater cause, right? Civil rights, equity. All we want is an equitable future for all individuals.
No lives matter till Black lives matter. No lives matter till Black lives matter. No lives matter till Black lives matter.
That is correct. I do not organize. I'm not an organizer. I have independent media. Boots on the ground. Eyes open for all of you. I might know personally some of the organizers, and they may give me details of actions, when and where to be, but I specifically ask that they don't give me details of the action other of when and where to be, because I am not an organizer, and I have to keep some semblance of unbiased coverage, right? So that's information that I don't necessarily need to know, but the organizers are free to tell me when and where to be, and I do my best. Again, Ramel, I don't organize, so if you want us to stay east of 9th Street, you'll have to contact one of the organizers, because I have zero say in that. I follow and document. I also support, which I am allowed to do. Journalists are allowed to have their own personal political view. They're just not allowed to use that political view. They're not allowed to have that political view taint the truth of what they are reporting. And the fun part about my reporting is I'd say 95% of it is live coverage. So I can't lie, really, about the coverage. So that makes it real easy for me to maintain my integrity. But yeah, I absolutely do support the protests. I support the civil unrest, the fight for justice for Breonna, for every other, black and brown individual who lost their lives at the hand of corrupt law enforcement. Witness journal. Someone told me that I really enjoyed. Linda, I don't organize. So you're gonna have to ask the organizers about what they want to protest about.
We don't get it. Shut it down. We don't get it. Shut it down. Mama, can't you see? Mama, can't you see? What the system's done to me? What the system's done to me?
And yeah, it is totally acceptable as well as legal to protest a jury's decision. And in fact, there are countless times in the history of our judicial system where jury's decisions have been overturned because they have been found to be corrupt. There was actually an incident in the Ghislaine Maxwell case where some of the evidence could have been thrown out because juror had to be, basically excused from his position.
Today is not my day to die. Today is not my day to die. Today is not my day to die.
So if there is found to be some type of corruption within a jury, then, it is legal to overturn those decisions. I can only assume the process of overturning that decision is probably long and drawn out and arduous and disgusting, just like the rest of our judicial system. But that possibility would be there. So yes, people can protest a jury's decision. That is correct. Dorothy, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the demographics of the jurors. There's been a lot of questions of that lately. I've been hearing a lot of people ask that, but I unfortunately don't have the demographic information on jurors. I also am not entirely sure on what the legalities of that information having to be disclosed is. I don't know if any other outlets have reported on it yet. I was stuck at work all day, saw the verdict, heard about the march. Here I am. I wish I had been able to cover more of the actual Instagram, Facebook. Looks like we're probably heading back towards the square now. So I mean, weather was fucking fantastic earlier this afternoon, but it got chilly once that sun went down. Jeff Gill. Some hand warmers earlier, just in case anybody needed them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Booba! Hey, Booba, what up?
I spell racist. LMPD. I spell murderers. LMPD. I spell racist.
Carol Deaton, feel free to read the comments, or feel free to read the description of the video. Oh, wait, actually, you probably don't. You're on Facebook. I apologize. You're actually on Facebook. I don't have my second phone to update that information once it goes live. Yada yada yada. It's a whole thing. But we are out here protesting because today Brett Hankinson was basically released on all charges of even wanton endangerment. Jury decided he was not guilty, even though he admittedly said this himself in court under oath, that he blind fired, charged with wanton endangerment. One and two other people. Yeah, Booba, dude, I feel you. As you can see, a number of us are also pissed. And I can only imagine that number is going to grow tomorrow. Dorothy, that is an excellent question. I do not know whether or not he would be eligible for reemployment. But we do know that the hiring practices of law enforcement in Kentucky and pretty much across the board of the United States don't necessarily keep you from getting rehired if you commit any type of crime or atrocity while working. They will either A, try to cover it up. If it gets discovered, they'll just release you quietly usually, and then give you a exemplary recommendation so that you can just get hired on another force after the fact, typically. But I do not know for a fact whether or not Brett Hankinson will be eligible for rehire in any type of law enforcement capacity. I would hope that if he is, that the Louisville Metro Police Department would be smart enough not to do it. Yeah, I'm real low on battery, and the signal kind of dropped out a few times. Again, it's been a while since I've had to be mobile out live streaming like this. So, a little out practice. Probably need to double check my gear, make sure that I'm still, on the cutting edge, because this shit was real good 2 years ago. These phones were great 2 years ago. It's also been 2 years. What up, Ooh? Okay, so we are at battery on this phone now. I'm gonna chill here for a second. See if the organizers got anything that they want to close out with. But other than that, I think we're probably pretty done for the evening, if I had to guess. So yeah, let's just kind of hang out for a little bit. I didn't get any pictures earlier, but you can see here directly behind me is the square, right? It's Breeway. It's where we held down protests for a year or more in 2020. This is where Breonna's memorial was. So this is where She had the big, the big mural by Aaron Conway, as well as all the posters that we would carry in the marches and things. But whenever the press conference was going on, there were T-shirts and there were posters and stuff that are out on display here. Since I got here a little late, I didn't get to get a picture of them before it was cleaned up and the march started. But yeah, this is the square where everything happened, where it all went down. If anyone is unfamiliar.
Don't come back with that bullshit though.
They don't know how to work.
Literally. So I didn't Brett Hankinson get 3 wanted endangerment charges for whole bullets could have went through that wall, hit off that kitchen, and went up and went through the building for the next apartment up. You see what I'm saying? It's like this is how they plan it. So now we got to play and be effective. Like we got to do things that are going to be effective. So yes, we're going to be out here in the streets, but we're going to be in the meets too. Yeah, everybody needs to be ready to meet. Shields, you gotta come meet us. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to hurt nothing. Y'all taking this money out of people's checks. Y'all, I don't know what kind of jobs everybody, what kind of walk y'all come from or anything, but everybody work hard for the pursuit of happiness. We working hard, trying to do the best we can, feed our kids, live a great life, go to college, be successful, whatever we do. Y'all taking tax money out of our money and telling us that we gotta just take whatever y'all give us. We don't have to do it. It's the power of the people. But it's up to the people to understand that we really got the power. If nobody went to work, they can't take nothing and give nobody a money. I know we can't afford to do that, but our ancestors really did that. When they said we ain't riding a bus, shit was naked. Do you understand what I'm saying? Montgomery shit was naked. Like, damn, like they really walking miles. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? When they did sit-ins, filled up a whole restaurant and nobody ordered nothing. They meant that, bro. They meant it. Do we mean it? You know what I'm saying? Yes, times have changed, but do we mean it? Right. Are we really sacrificing like we say we sacrifice?
It's really crazy because the first incident that happened down here at this movement, I got flipped on my face right over there, and I'm still going to court about it. They keep telling me to take a plea deal. I'm gonna have to do a lot of community service. They said I could probably gonna have to do 6 months. 6 months to wait. You feel me? This stuff is sad. Really sad. And I'm still fighting these misdemeanor cases.
It's misdemeanors.
Misdemeanors. It's crazy.
Right.
I want y'all to understand
right
that we got, like, that's why I kept doing the raise your hand. I know it seems childish, but raise your hand. You know what I'm saying? But I really want us to be effective this time. I really want everybody out here to come out tomorrow and bring 2 people with y'all. And the next time we throw something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that came out to that one, bring 2 people. We gotta get our numbers back, y'all.
And we need more men too.
Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want everybody, like, we not giving them nothing to say this time. We know what to do this time because we already been through it. We didn't know what we was doing. But we know what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? So now they gonna get scared now because everything we do is gonna be effective because the stuff we thought was effective, it wasn't effective. We didn't get what we want today. We didn't get what we want. We done that march for nothing. Like, I turned up. Like, we got a march for nothing, bro. Like, a lot of us went through a lot of shit. Fucking police, we dealing with fucking groups, militia groups coming down here trying to kill us too. All types of shit. You feel me? Fucking up our cars, shooting nails on our tires every day. People out here had to get tires every other day, bro. You feel me? But they cool. They laying up in their houses, ready to go to sleep and wake up until the alarm clock and come beat somebody else to death the next day. That's fucked up. No matter if you white, black, green, orange, blue, it don't matter, bro. Like, and I want to get this out there. I don't want to hear white allies. I don't want to hear that at all. I don't want to hear the word white allies. If you are standing in competition with black people on any agenda, you are my brother or my sister.
Facts.
We're people. We can't be fighting for equality and saying we want to be the same as everybody else and we put labels on that. That don't even make sense. That's what's wrong with America now. Everything's a label. I asked Tyra what's her background. She said she's Irish. She's not white, she's Irish. See what I'm saying? It's like if somebody from Russia come over here right now, send you to the United States, you're a label now. Russian American. Why can't I just be American? And I want everybody to understand, it don't even matter if you're white or not. None of us is free. We only at liberty to read this document. We're only at liberty to. That means we have the liberty to say we are free. We ain't shit. Like, I want
what does freedom cost? Fuck somebody up. Cost right. Somebody got to die for freedom. So hopefully we ought to make the sacrifice, but yeah, you got some work to do. Don't stop before freedom. Don't stop before freedom.
Facts. But just look around right now, man. It was a verdict at this courthouse, or the other courthouse, I don't know. But look at how fast we come together. Look how fast we come together. This is people power right there. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
I said,
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Come here. Come here. She said you want to talk.
Man, y'all gotta hear her talk, man. She fires me up so much, bro. Like, she fires me up so much, bro. She talked to me last time, that's why I was ready for the day. Tell them what you talked about last time. Man.
My whole thing is, this thing went on way too long. Way too long. I'm not a big camera fan, but at the same time, it's too much talking. It's not the action. Me personally, I want her to go. I want them all gone.
How do we do that?
Vote them out.
That's right. Right.
Actually, it's deeper than voting them out, man. It's deeper than that.
Well, we got a chance
That's where it starts.
Well,
That's where it starts.
the Kentucky Supreme Court, as of right now, allows that. What happened was a quorum non-judicial proceeding, where a detective perjured himself under oath to affidavit by filing a petition, which means that petition is illegal, which means everything that's done happen from then until now is illegal, because the court never had jurisdiction over Jamarcus Glover. They never had jurisdiction to run up in Breonna Taylor's house. They don't have no power at all. The problem is we marched and we protested, and we didn't go in these law books and look at the statutes.
That's what I said.
And we didn't look at the constitutional law. The biggest problem is the Kentucky Supreme Court, for whatever reason, allows for petitions to be signed and granted without the judges actually being physically present to look at it. And the thing with
So we got a judge problem again. Outside of the regular court, we have another.
we have a Kentucky Supreme Court issue too, because the federal government says that any judge that's not physically present cannot possibly give a judgment, meaning you don't have no authority, no jurisdictional powers to even grant that warrant to begin with. So the warrant is null and void. It's never had no power. It's always been invalid. It's always been a nullity. And because Joshua James perjured himself under oath of affidavit, that's why he keeps pleading the fifth. That's why they haven't put him on the stand. That's why they're not going to do it. This court system for a long time has been engaged in embezzling money, and they have a racketeering scheme going on. And they're stealing billions of dollars every year. That's the facts of it. So unless we're going to go and we're going to look at the Constitution, we're going to look at these KRS statutes and see what's going on and see what we need to change, because we actually need to highlight the Kentucky Supreme Court about this. Because you're allowing proceedings to happen without judges present. You have court clerks masquerading as judges when they're not even proper judicial authority. They're not even trained properly for that. And we're allowing it. It's not,
No, I'm just saying, like,
I'm Eddie.
okay,
but
so
the thing is, what I don't want to see.
No, let's do that. Let's go to the Kentucky Supreme Court.
I got you, but what I don't want to see, right, is you out here protesting and marching and not hitting these law books. They so important. Like knowing what you're talking about, knowing why. They was able to escape. And they think they got away with it, but they really didn't. Now here's the thing, what we need is a federal judicial review of the Breonna Taylor warrant.
Yes.
So what we want to do is, we want to tax Judge Mary Shaw, we want to get the FBI involved, we want cell phone records, we want to see where Judge Mary Shaw physically was located in regards to that timestamp that's on that warrant. We want to use the cell phone records and see where Detective Joshua James was when that, at the timestamp when that warrant was signed. Do they match up? Are they in the same building? If they not, then you have something completely illegal going on. And Judge Mary Shaw lied about it, and she had to lie about it because if she didn't read that, she said she spent 15 minutes on that warrant. Now, a federal judicial review is going to say 15 minutes ain't enough because you done went to 6 different addresses.
Facts.
You don't even get off of Elliott Street before you see inconsistency. Because if you look at the warrant, they say, oh, well, we saw them pulling drugs from under a rock pile. But when you go to Elliott Street and you look at that rock pile, you see that that rock pile is the foundation of a chain link fence.
There you go.
So how the fuck
Exactly.
are you playing with a rock pile? What is a rock pile? Define a rock pile for me. So then on top of that, you selling us that a camera, a security camera, that's about where those green lights are on that tree right there, was mounted on the pole. Jamarcus Glover's house is about where that first concrete pillar is on that building right there. So you mean telling me you screwed it in and you saw all of that? You didn't, because you said the foundation of the chain link fence, you called that a rock pile.
Exactly.
So you didn't. And you mean to tell me you follow me from Elliott Street 10 miles? I ain't seen your goofy ass following me for 10 miles all the way past St. Andrew Church Road.
Same car.
I missed that. And then you arrested me, pulled me over a few weeks before that, and you hit me up for drug money? Jamarcus Glover right now is on probation illegally. His whole case is illegal. You have to have jurisdiction to file a warrant. You have to have jurisdiction to bring charges, arrest, all of that. He already done pled guilty. And the charges against him are illegal to begin with. They are void. Everything that's done happen is a complete nullity. It's
So
absolutely void.
So like you say, is that ignorance of the law?
No, it's basically, they hustled us. We didn't know no better. We didn't look what we were supposed to look at. We never cracked open the books.
Exactly.
So they got us. And then they did what they're supposed to do. So they kept their hustle going, which is what's going on, because it's about money. All this other racial stuff, it's about the money at the end of the day.
It's kind of love. Everything's
Yeah,
love.
everything's about the
They
money.
even see go in front of the judge for a speeding ticket. They go charge
Yeah.
the judge $185 court cost. Tell you
Everything's
that you gotta pay
a
us
hustle.
If
But
these
the main
sentences
thing I
don't make
wanna
sense
say
to you,
is,
it's
like,
because you're not
I would like
listening
to
to them,
encourage
or
everybody
you're
here to, like,
too unintelligent to
I would
understand
get
them.
Landmark Supreme
John.
Court cases. It's a good book to get. And just crack open these law books. Start at the Constitution, learn that. Learn these Kentucky statutes. Learn why you out here marching, because it's so painful to watch. I sat out here last year, I watched everybody march. I said, goddamn, they don't know what they marching for. I go, I see the news out here, like, talking to people. I'm like, damn, they don't even know who they interviewing and what they talking about. And I want to say something, but I'm like, I'm gonna leave it alone. Nah, I left it alone. I'm guilty as charged. But you have to see the way the system, how it works,
Nah, it ain't even
if
that.
you allow it.
Because like
if you don't know
at
what's
the
going on, you
beginning-
allow the
at the
system to
beginning,
work, you
if
got
you
to.
would have said something, bro. Like
Yeah.
I said, that I can tell you, as everybody know, I've been on record multiple times saying, hey, this didn't work, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this didn't work. You feel me? So like, if it's being enlightened, it's good for us. Like I said, we already done protesting to get nothing. So we know what to do now. So we can't just be out here hooping and hollering and running and holding up people in traffic.
The place
We
to
got to be in
start
the
at-
meetings. We got to be in faces of people that make direct decisions. And they got to be effective
And
immediately.
then the other thing is Judge Mary Shaw, she's making decisions against Governor Beshear about the State Fair Review Board. She was supposed to be fired, disbarred, thrown in a federal prison as soon as she lied and said she read that warrant. So imagine how many cases are going in and out of her courtroom, and she doesn't have jurisdictional authority because she's supposed to be fired. Now you put that on the prosecutors too. They supposed to be fired. Put that on the Detective Dr. James, supposed to be fired.
The prosecution let us down today too.
Yeah.
That case was weak.
They in on it. They all in cahoots together. You gotta understand, they all in there stealing money.
Yes.
They all in together because they
Louisville
all
Metro-
in there stealing money. Mike
Louisville Metro
McConnell
Police
in on
Department
it.
stealing money.
All of them on it.
Look,
They all in on it.
that's what I want y'all to understand.
Matter of fact, the Kentucky Supreme Court's in on it. They stealing money. You're not following federal law.
I got a personal friend that's a Louisville Metro Police Department officer.
All right, so quick update.
He told me how much a day.
Because that's starting to seem a little more like a,
Like real talk.
and then declarations from any type of like leadership or anything. Hold on, let me see if I can get that a little cleaner. Maybe no, not really. No, it's real bad. That's real bad. But
I hold him accountable. So every time I see him,
protesters are marching today in Louisville, Kentucky, because earlier today a judge read the verdict from a jury on Brett Hankinson's, I think 3 counts of wanton endangerment for blindly firing his weapon through walls into other apartments. The jury found him not guilty on all counts. It is taught by law enforcement to confirm a target. You don't blind fire. You don't fire into darkness. That's what you're trained to do. So he was definitely not following his training pattern, first and foremost. But nonetheless, the jury found him not guilty of any of those charges. So you can see behind me, protesters have gathered at Injustice Square. We had a press conference right at 7 o'clock. Several leaders spoke. Then we went on a little march, ended up out by Broadway. This is the third video clip that I have tonight because I had a phone battery die, but I got a charge cable now, so we're good for at least the moment. But they're kind of discussing some of the ins and outs of the case and some of the finer points currently behind me. And again, it kind of seemed a little more like a personal conversation than a declaration from leadership or anything. So I wanted to step over and give y'all a recap of what's going on here. Trey, I don't film personal conversations. I film news. So don't tell me how to do my job.
Back up because they was mad that I was out, and these are the same prosecutor and judge that is on my civil case when they drop the cases. They can't touch the civil stuff, but where can they try to hide it? In the district, right? Is that what it's called? The district. I just want to say personally, I'm sorry for the way I reacted, for the way I let my emotions get involved. Like Chris said, we learn from our mistakes. We need each other. Well, I know I'm not perfect, far from perfect. These last 2 years, right? I just want to let y'all know, it's still a civil investigation going on in the United States. Right. It's not over. A lot of people feel that Breonna got the money or Breonna's mom got the money, it's over. No, the feds is still investigating Breonna's situation. Don't think it's not being investigated.
We are part of that power. We gotta put our bodies back out here for presence. Like I said, for the presence. The presence not there. Like he said, we was all leading and felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know sometimes I'm like, man, I feel like my way's working and ain't nobody listening. So I do my own thing. But we got 6, 7, 8 people doing their own thing, it splits us. So we're not affected. See what I'm saying? We spread out. Everybody's doing their thing, but we're not affected. We gotta be a cohesive unit. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta come to the table. Like you said, I'm sorry too. Like I said, like he said, with us leading out here, some of us was just impacted by it emotionally. It was like, you know what, I gotta do something. It just came out here, it was like, I gotta do something. They handed me a megaphone, and the guys and people was following me. I was like, oh shit. This way. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of us really knew what we were doing. We knew while we were out here, but as time went along, we started. There's some stuff I took from him. There's some stuff I took from Chris. There's some stuff I took from Chanel. There's some stuff I took from Shamika, Tia, Tyra Bassett, Summer, like Maxwell, Ride Hard. Like all of us, we was planning and putting stuff together. We was going every day. Well, how can we make today's march better? How can we be more effective? Oh, Tyra, Maxwell, let's put all the cameras in there and get the chief in there on the internet. Like some of the stuff we did was crucial, but we stopped doing it. So then it was like, oh yeah, they don't care no more. They stopped seeing us march. They don't care no more. They stopped seeing us out here occupy this space. Whether the police said we could be here or not, they don't care no more. So when they put the case up for Breonna Taylor, all of a sudden here come all the racist white people again. They love to start looting and rioting again. You don't even live over here. don't live nowhere near here. What are you scared of, man? Like that's
No,
what
Carol,
people, like, I
no
really
fires.
want- I really
And
want
if
that
you
conversation,
bring it
but
up
we gotta-
again, you
we
will
gotta
no longer
kill
be
this
allowed to watch the
racism
live
on
stream.
We gotta kill that shit.
Quit
bro.
being a
I got
racist.
some white people that I love. I would go to jail for them. One's right here on the camera. Going to jail if you do anything to it. You know what I'm saying? Like real rap. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ride hard. Like a lot of people. That's a lot of brothers. I got love for white people. But we need that love back. We need that same compassion that y'all got. We need to understand that. Like that's why I said I don't want to do the white ally thing. Because if something happened to my daughter and me and you are friends, I want you to have that same compassion as if it was your daughter. Because I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna be ready to rock. You see what I'm saying? Tell them about tomorrow.
Come out.
So tomorrow we're going to meet here at the square at 3 p.m. Bring signs demanding accountability for Brett Hankinson. If you want to point out, justice for Breonna Taylor. Brett Hankinson has also been accused of sexually assaulting, raping, and beating several women in Louisville.
Over 50 counts, So this is what we're doing.
Yes.
This is what we're doing.
So be here tomorrow at 3. Even if you're late, we'll be here all day. Meet here at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, let's do the. I know it's a challenge. Everybody hands up. Everybody got their hands up. Can y'all bring 2 people tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right. Can everybody that got their hands up make a post telling people to come tomorrow?
Uh,
All right. So it should be triple this amount of people tomorrow.
We done had our differences. But fuck that shit.
No, we
We
good.
stand right here. It's solidarity.
Look, okay, this is the 2 words of the year. Bigger picture. When you're getting in drama and beef and consumed and all that stuff, think about what we're missing out on when we're doing that. Think about the bigger picture. That's all.
Okay, another thing, and real quickly, as Chris was saying earlier, y'all, we have to understand, one thing I'm not going to do is bullshit you around. I'm not going to play with you at all. It's bottom line, okay? You have to understand, the George Floyd he got justice within 7 months, okay? Honestly, I have police officers in front of my family, okay? Honestly, 2 of them came off the streets and went into the crime scene, okay? Like I told them, regardless, I still saying 10 toes down with fuck 12. Bottom line, I don't give a damn how you feel about it, what you say, this is me, okay? If you're gonna be out here, don't play games with these people. Because if you take it seriously, they only gonna take you as serious as you take it. It's like working in corporate America. They only gonna take you as serious as you take it, okay? Stop playing with these people out here. That's what's been going on. That's why we're still fighting to this day, because it's so much playing out here. This is not a game. I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna play with them out there. Bottom line. Two things. I want Mayor Fisher gone, and I want Erica Shields gone. I want them both gone.
They gotta go.
No more talking. The
talking
has been done. The point is it's too much talking. George Floyd is resting because he got justice. His family's resting because he got justice.
And like she told me, she said it was too much talking.
Breonna Taylor's mom is still suffering.
It's going to be short because
no dumpsters were set on fire. WDRB was
Tara said,
lying.
get our point. That Drake get his point. Let me get my point. And then we're not answering no questions, because last year when we answered questions after press conferences, they flipped the complete narrative and put a whole different story out every time somebody did an interview. Every time. So like I said, this time we're going to be effective. So boom, boom, boom. This is what we have to say. Thank you for coming. And then we're gone. We went on the march.
And if y'all have ever recognized anytime I've been out here, I'm not a camera person at all. I don't need your camera in my face to say what to get my point across. Just bottom line. There is no 10 to 15 seconds of fame anymore. It's done. We're done with that. Fuck these cameras. I'm done with them. I don't need a camera to prove who the fuck I am and where the fuck I'm coming from. Bottom line. We want justice and that's it. Bottom line. Arrest them, convict them, and that's it. Bottom line. The playing stops today.
I know in the past it was too many chiefs, not enough enemies. So we're gonna let each other lead. Chris leading. I don't want nobody talking shit about him leading. All that beef. Just like when we started protesting for Breonna, we didn't come out here with beef. Why? We don't know each other. But when people start gossiping, beyond and start gossiping, telling secrets.
Have y'all, I know everybody done went to elementary school, and I'm old school, I'm 48. But in elementary school, they had a game that you start, they had like 13 people in a row. They told somebody something, the first person something. By the time it got down to that 13th person, it was all twisted up and all messed up. So, you know what I'm saying? Get your facts. You know, I don't know, you know, shit. They might not even be teaching that to y'all right now. But, you know what I'm saying? That goes to show you, you know, when you can tell one person something and it get down to the 12th person, you know, if y'all in a row, it's going to be all mixed up. So let's just, you know what I'm saying? Let's, you know, be a bond. We got to fight this together because clearly this shit that they told, that they don't give a fuck, yo. They don't give a fuck. And then right now, I'm still fighting that charge of assaulting a police officer. They want to plead it down to a misdemeanor, but then they want me to tell, they patent my case with the people in the purple dresses out there that we got into it with. So now all my shit's together, and they want me to say what happened that day. I don't remember. So on my plea sheet, it reads that. And when a judge reads a plea agreement, you gotta be like, okay, yeah, you know, that's the plea agreement. And I don't agree with that. You know, I can't. And I'm struggling with that. You know, I can't, and my great conscience say, I admit, okay, and it says on there that I punched the police officer in the face.
We got the video.
It says that. It says on
we
this
got the
plea
video.
agreement.
That's why I keep telling y'all.
I have the
DOJ,
plea.
we got so
I
many
have the
videos.
plea again.
It don't take 2 years.
I'm going to have to take that or it goes back to a felony. You know what I'm saying? And my mama's 80 years old. My sister just died this year. I can't.
It's like,
so
look,
I'm struggling.
And we was
with
talking
that.
about being effective, so get that
But,
video.
you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take that
Tyra,
plea.
get that
But
video.
I'm not going to, no names is going to be on there but mine. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but that's why they done got us in this, we fucked. As black folks, I feel I'm stuck. And I've been positive, but I'm drained. You know what I'm saying? And then why is anybody name on my plea but my plea? If y'all got all this evidence and we co-defendants, we all co-defendants. Why should I have to say yes? And the judge has to read this out to me. And I have to say yes, if it's true or not. I can't in great conscience say, I can't say, I'm gonna take responsibility for what I did. Okay, you saying I did this. I'm gonna take that. But you don't put nobody else's name on my plea. So we gotta stick together. Because either we fucked, but we have to stick together. We can't keep on infighting. Because it's hurting us.
It's hard enough to fight the other side.
You know what I'm saying? It's draining.
Just like you said,
and
you
y'all
drained.
ain't seen me because they trying to stop me. Right now, I could be arrested for being in this sport. Y'all done did all y'all
You said
do.
you drained.
That's
Each one of our jobs out here is to ignite that fire back.
So,
like everybody got to get that fire back, like we had that the first week was out of here. We got to get back rowdy, bro. We got to get back. Like I said, the words that we kept in the beginning of the protest was accountability. It ain't never changed. Now it's accountability, bigger picture, effective. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know what we got to do now. And just like you say, it don't matter who it is. I don't care who throw what. We got to pull up. I don't care who it is. It's like D said, no matter who's doing it, pull up. We got. I don't want D out here. D shouldn't have been out here walking the other day. I was out of town on the video shoot because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I run a video company. I was out of town, but I seen he needs to out here marching. He got the cross out and everything. He shouldn't have been out here by himself. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like, we gotta pull up. Like, oh shit, brother down there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you can make it. I know we all go, everybody's back in their regular lives. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta find time again, y'all. Like I said, if we care, our ancestors, when they did them sit-ins, they did them boycotts, they meant that shit. And they did it for 90 days. 90 days. Oh, we ain't eating none of this shit. We gonna grow our own shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we ain't eating none of this. We're gonna start our own sewing companies. We're gonna start our own shoe companies. We're gonna start our own. They did that shit and meant it and kept they dollars in the circulation. That's like the point of us going to 4th Street. They don't want our black dollars there. Feel me? We have to make y'all uncomfortable again. Facts.
I just want to Next month is the 1 year of me being assaulted by Aaron Amos. Right there on the corner, I was punched 4 times to the face. My cops held me there. I've been going through hell ever since that moment. On the federal side, they know they can't touch me on that area because they know the DOJ is investigating it. But in the small stuff, they've been trying to railroad me. Railroad me.
And what do we have? What do we have? The video. It don't take 2 years to see that the police punched him in the face 4 times. In the first 10 seconds, you see him get assaulted.
Like I always say, it's real with my soul. I know the DOJ is investigating. I know. Big pastors should step
My
up.
notifications are
I know
off.
justice is coming. But at the same time, it hurt to have to go through that. Just for standing up. Breonna Taylor. Just for saying you need justice, right?
Amen.
All he said is he's sorry.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all, I still come out here. I still come out here. Because Breonna Taylor still don't got justice. So what they did is bring in the division, bring in the people in the protests and all this and that to bring division up, bring people to spread lies in the movement and start gossiping. That's what happened. That's why we got divided. But then we ain't going for that this time. If it's problems, man, go to that person.
Voice it. We don't got time no more, y'all. At all.
Because at the end of the day, you know what humbled me?
Ashland's on his way from
Man, what happened to me? I'm not the only one. It happened to me. It's happening all over America. Just by the grace of God, mine's got caught on the camera.
What
The
about
grace
the
of
ones
God.
that's not? How many ones got caught on camera?
You know how many people in this jail right now that I know that call me getting beat up right now? In that jail?
People that died in here. I'm talking about last month. 6 people died. That's another thing we gotta tackle. Man, come on, bro. Y'all definitely ain't protecting us out here, and y'all can't watch somebody that's already locked up in a room. It makes sense. It's patrol. The hallways is patrol. How does somebody die in there? That don't even make no sense. It's like you having a gerbil, you feed it every day, and you go in there and it's dead. You like, damn, what happened? It's your gerbil. Like, that's they in your custody when you're locked up. You're the government and state property. Feel me? Like when you go to prison, you're a number. They're like, 08755. Where are you going? Like you get really conditioned to be a number. Fall in line. Like that's crazy. That's what I want y'all to understand. And I know some of y'all might not never hit these humps that some black people do. But if you do, you're going to see firsthand, like, damn, this is what the fuss is about. You know what I'm saying? If you go to jail, when they give you, I'm telling you, child, and you see that tray, you can be like, damn. They eat this every day in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some people from the protest that had never went to jail. And when they came out of jail, they was so fired up because they was like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back in there. And that ain't even prison. That's jail. So like the camaraderie, let's get that back together. That's a lot of stuff we did at the beginning of our life, like decompressing, like having the little bowling nights and stuff like that. We need that stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kids got events. Why are we pulling up with the blowhorns? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need that same camaraderie. That's why we come out here, we a unit.
All right.
They're like, damn, I so close because we know each other.
Numbers have slowly dwindled because it is very, very, very cold out here. They're about to wrap up, and I'm going to get this charge cable back to the person that dropped it off to me. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for now. Actually, I'm going to be hanging out for a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and drop the live stream for the time being and hang out for a little bit and catch up with some people I haven't seen in a while. So just reminder everybody march today because Brett Hankinson didn't receive any charges whatsoever, not even one endangerment in relation to the botched no-knock warrant issued by LMPD illegally and then botched, ending Breonna Taylor's life. So just a clusterfuck, really. But no charges, so we're back in the streets protesting again. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, we'll be live for another press conference, another march. So everybody stay tuned, stay strong, stay safe until then.